Good morning. I hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday, a great start to your week. I don't know. I'm just very excited today for some reason. Welcome to Breakfast with Bridgett, featuring me, Crystal Moyer, because Bridgett is on vacation, but she's coming back. Don't worry. She's not going anywhere. She'll be returning later on this week to continue with Breakfast with Bridgett. We're glad that you're here with us. We have a lot to talk about today, including those frigid temperatures. Let me tell you. My car is usually parked in the garage when I leave my house at like 3:45 in the morning, right? So then I get here and it was just a slap in the face, those cold temperatures as I'm like running from my car into the station to avoid getting hypothermia. I'm just kidding. I'm exaggerating a little bit. But we'll check in with Candace Campos in a little bit to talk about the temperatures and when things are going to start warming up again. We have an update on traffic. And I know we've been talking about the shooting out of Marion County that happened early Sunday morning after a club let out, where like more than 100 people were there. 2 people were shot, including a Marion County deputy. Everyone's okay. But the sheriff is saying no one's stepping up to give any tips on who this suspect is. So he's calling for action for people to step up and give him any information that they might have about this. We'll get into that a little bit later. And the Volusia County School Board talking about putting money towards hiring deputies to some of its schools for expanded safety. So we'll talk a little bit about that. It's been quite a conversation because they originally went to the county for some of the funds and got denied there. So we're going to talk about how they're going to fund that and how that's going to move forward. And have you ever thought about going to a year-round school? Maybe you have kids who are in school. What if there wasn't a summer? That might be the future of a local school district. We'll tell you about that, where that could be happening, and what people think about it. We also want to talk about some water rates that will be increasing in parts of our area, as well as some contests and the top searched items from Google for 2023. I think it'll surprise you what some people have been searching. All right, so let's get a check of your pinpoint weather with meteorologist Candace Campos. Good morning.
Hello, hello.
How are you doing?
How you said the cold weather just slaps you in the face.
It was a slap in the face when I walked out. And I don't know why I wore this sleeveless. Yesterday I wore long sleeves. I thought maybe it'll be a little warmer today because,
it will be.
But I made a mad dash from the parking lot into the station this morning.
I mean, it just woke you up.
Yeah.
It's like a cold splash of water in the morning, just for your entire body.
I don't like it. No.
Well, you're not wrong. It is going to be warming up later on today, but rule of thumb, Crystal, it's always the second morning that the coldest weather comes in. So if yesterday night or Sunday night, the coldest day wasn't Monday morning. It's
going to be
morning.
Today.
But the afternoon will be certainly warmer than what we dealt with yesterday. So let's take it to the maps, show you what's going on. A near normal day today. You can see that cold front down to our south. And I'm mentioning it because it's going to play a little bit of a factor back in our weather forecast for the weekend, and I'll show you why in just a few seconds. But for today, we are going to have a little more cloud cover starting to stream in. We do have a strong onshore breeze. So today, the temperatures aren't going to be the big story. It's going to be the winds. And as we head into your Wednesday and Thursday, you can see a little more green being popped up on the radar along that strong breeze. So not only will it be windier Wednesday and Thursday, we are anticipating it to be a little wetter by the weekend. So this is our clouds and rain forecast. You see that blob coming in from the Gulf of Mexico, Crystal?
Oh, yeah. I can't miss it.
I know people are getting a little nervous with this. This is not going to be a tropical concern, but it basically is an area of low pressure that is developing off of our old stationary boundary down to our south. Modeling has been holding on to a spin up, a low developing, pushing potentially across areas north of Tampa, bringing in widespread rain, some unsettled weather. But we also have another model that shows it a little further south. But no matter what, we are anticipating the chance of rain increasing for your weekend. So what you just saw was the American model. This is the European. And hold on. Let me not advance it that.
It's so crazy to see those tropical models during, what we would consider to be wintertime, because typically, you're not showing this stuff because hurricane season is over.
Correct. But there it is. There's your forecast on Saturday at 11 p.m. So the European takes it a little slower than the American. It also takes it a little further south. So this is something we are going to be watching pretty quickly in the forecast. I don't know why that keeps popping up, but that's something that we're going to be watching as we head into your Saturday and Sunday. So if you're trying to make plans, I know my phone blows up with all the different Christmas activities for the kids and for the family members and all that stuff. Just make sure to plan accordingly, as rain chances will be on the rise by then. Until then, we are dealing with very windy conditions. Look at your wind gusts for today, showing upwards about 20 to 25 miles per hour.
This is where
And
the
then,
slap comes from.
yes, and it's going to be very breezy, especially along our coastline. But look what happens on Wednesday. Winds clock up even further, nearing 30 miles per hour. And then on Thursday, as that low starts to develop down to our south, it will squeeze the winds a little more, and we could be clocking winds upwards about 30 to 35 miles per hour on Thursday, primarily along the coastline. So temperatures, of course, out the door right now. It is colder than yesterday. Temperatures right now 40 in Ocala, 52 in Kissimmee. But it's a beautiful start to the day. We do have a little more cloud cover than yesterday, but you can see the surface already kind of rough out there because of that breeze. Right now, temperatures in Daytona at 48. Throughout the afternoon, though, we'll be in the low 70s today, which is right where we should be for this time of the year. But our overnight lows for tonight, you might not need the jacket in some spots, as we will be staying in the 50s and 60s early Wednesday morning. And just want to show you a real quick recap of the next 7 days. So we'll go from breezy today and tomorrow, minimal rain. As the winds pick up, our rain chances will also increase. By Saturday and Sunday, that's when our best shot for rain will be at about a 40 to 50%. Now, we'll continue to tweak the forecasts a little bit as models become better in agreement. We'll have more timing, more of those more higher def models will start to pick up some more of the development as we get closer towards the weekend. But I always want to kind of show you, especially this time of the year, there's a whole lot of plans and festivities and parties and all that stuff. And we always tend to kind of let our guard down.
Yeah.
Because, December tends to be just really nice, chill weather. And although it is for the next couple of days, Saturday, Sunday, not so much. So we'll keep an eye on that for you.
All right. Well, I know you're wearing blue today, and I just want to say I'm so sorry about the Miami Dolphins.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Hello? Hello? I think
she's a Dolphins fan. That's fine. That's fine.
But all right, but also, what did I say yesterday?
You said that they do not do well on Monday games, and you're right. So
thank you.
It happens. You're still at the top of your class, so.
And as Forrest Gump says, that's all I have to say about that.
Well, thank you so much, Candace, for checking in with us. We'll see you a little bit later.
You got it.
All right, so we're going to get into a bit of a serious story right now. Now, this is out of Marion County. We've been telling you about a shooting that happened early Sunday morning as a club was letting out. We have some new surveillance video in showing the moments more than a dozen shots were fired outside of this club. Let's take a look right now. It's in the parking lot. You can hear those gunshots. So 2 people were actually hurt in this shooting, including a Marion County deputy who was out there. He was shot in both legs. Now, we hear that both of those involved are doing okay this morning, but of course, deputies are trying to look for whoever did this. So it happened early Sunday near the Time nightclub along Mare Camp Road in the Silver Spring Shores area. Again, the gunman remains on the run. The sheriff saying they have yet to receive one tip about who this could have been, a possible suspect, what they saw, what they heard. So, one of our reporters yesterday spoke with Sheriff Billy Woods, who is just, as you can understand, just angry. People need to come forward. There were about 100 people out there, he says, and he knows somebody saw or heard something. Not sure who this gunman or woman was trying to target, but, they obviously want to catch this person and get him off the streets. So if you have any information, you can remain anonymous using the crime line or Crime Stoppers, or you can call the sheriff's office if you know anything about this. So, of course, we'll check back in as they continue to investigate this shooting. And this one's been quite a talker in Volusia County. We're talking about safety and security in schools. So the school district wanted to hire 7 deputies to work 7 of their middle schools. And at first they went to the Volusia County Council to fund it. And it was a big back and forth about who was going to fund these deputies for these schools. Well, the school district, after getting denied by the county council, is now decided that they might pay over $500,000 to fund these additional deputies for 7 middle schools. So news reporter Ezzy Castro explains after that bitter dispute how they're going to do what the plan is, and obviously a vote that may come tonight.
School leaders in Volusia County are set to vote on spending over $500,000 to add resource deputies to 7 middle schools. The school board requested the county help pay for the funding.
Just simply alone having a school resource deputy on our campuses is first and foremost a deterrent.
Though council members rejected the proposal last month, arguing their budget was already done and saying the money should only come from the district.
The school board needs to fund this.
The proposal comes after the district said the schools, which currently only have guardians, saw more than 200 phone calls to law enforcement in the beginning of the school year. Sheriff Mike Chitwood said his team was ready to hire deputies for the job, but said the superintendent should have been present during last month's council meeting.
I just was disappointed. Like I said, I have a great deal of respect for the superintendent. Why her and her staff and the school board wasn't here leading the charge, I think that also sent a message to county council.
That was News 6 reporter Ezzy Castro talking about that. So, of course, we will be at that meeting, at the school board meeting, and we'll let you know the final vote on all of this. And it's all in an effort to improve student behavior and to make those 7 middle schools a little bit safer. All right, so let's talk about, while we're on the subject of schooling, maybe you have kids in school or kids who have been in school. Have you ever thought of year-round school? Well, that's a topic of discussion in Brevard County. So Brevard County Public Schools, their school leaders are set to take up a decision today on whether or not they want to be part of a pilot program that Governor DeSantis signed into law earlier this year, approving that program. So the goal is to see if year-round classes would reduce learning losses over the summer months. I mean, we've been talking about this, especially with COVID and kids going to school virtually, and also that learning loss that happens over the summer months when they're out of school and not continuing their education, not reading, parents not pushing them to continue their schoolwork. So if this is chosen by the state, the test would last 4 years and it would begin next school year. So if you're in Brevard County, your kids may be a part of this pilot program where they would be in school all year round. There would be no summer. I had a couple of friends who went to year-round school out of Brevard County. There's a few private schools there that currently offer year-round school, and they had like 3 weeks off after every semester. So I think that was interesting, but the big issue here, I feel like, is what do you do with those kids when they have several weeks off? Because as parents, at least they know during the summer they can sign them up for camps or figure out some kind of daycare or babysitting situation. So it'll be interesting to see how this changes things. And if it does improve, learning loss over the summer months, I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens there. So, of course, we'll let you know what happens with this vote. And if you want to learn more about that, we do have the story posted on the homepage of clickorlando.com with more information on this. Let us know what you think. I think that's a really interesting topic. All right, let's get a check of your traffic. Maybe you're about to head out the door, have some family and friends, probably headed to work. This is a live look with the DOT cameras. This is I-4 near Lake Mary. As you can see, heading westbound, traffic is tight. So obviously this is that time where people are probably heading to work. And that's why we're seeing a lot of people heading towards the Orlando area, heading westbound. So far, so good. It looks like a little bit of stop and go, but I'm not seeing any major crashes along this route. Hopefully it'll stay that way, because you know how crazy things can get, especially along I-4. So there's any major issues, of course, we'll let you know by sending a push alert if you have our News 6 app on your mobile device. Of course, that's what we use to let you know all the breaking news that's going on. And we will be right back after a quick break. Stay with us. Hey, welcome back to Breakfast with Bridgett. If you're just now joining us, happy Tuesday morning. We're glad that you can join us. Bridgett is still on vacation. She will be back to continue Breakfast with Bridgett later on this week. But for now, I'm Crystal Moyer, your News 6 anchor and insider guide, filling in. And this next story we want to talk about is some people in Winter Springs, they're going to see a hike in their water bill. So community leaders actually voted for thousands of homeowners to have their water bills raised. And this is because they say, they need an upgrade to their wastewater treatment plant and infrastructure repairs. So they need to offset that by increasing those water bills. So documents posted by the city show that some of the bills could more than double over the next 5 years, from the current average of about $54 a month. So that's going to be a big change for residents living in that area. Maybe if you live in Winter Springs, here's a heads up, your water bill is going to go up significantly to help fund upgrades to that wastewater treatment. As we start to see some of those upgrades happen, we will keep an eye on that and give you an update. And let's talk about the holidays, because a lot of you are probably out still shopping for those last minute gifts. But let me ask you, have you ever gotten a gift that you did not like? Maybe you wanted to return it or exchange it for something else. Maybe it wasn't like a personalized gift, maybe a piece of clothing or a bag, and you're like, this is just not for me. Do you return it, or do you actually tell the person that you're returning it? Really interesting. I don't know. I would feel bad to let that person know, that gift is not quite for me. Well, consumer experts are sharing, the best ways and return policies for some of the gifts that may not have been on your Christmas list. Take a look. Not all holiday gifts are winners.
An ugly sweater. Probably an ugly purse that I had to return and try to exchange without the person knowing that I'm exchanging it.
So don't feel bad if the gift you give isn't perfect. 40% of people say they'll be returning at least one gift this holiday.
We try not to return things, but it's impossible, especially with all of the online ordering.
To save your loved one some time and future frustration, it is important to check the return policy before you buy.
Every retailer has their own policy, but many extend the window through the end of January, effectively giving recipients a month to return or exchange once they've gotten their gift.
Walmart is allowing most items purchased between October 1st and December 31st to be returned until January 31st. Over at Target, you'll have through January 24th to return electronics and entertainment items. At Best Buy, make sure your returns are processed by January 13th. Holiday gifts purchased from Amazon will need to be returned by January 31st. A few more tips.
If you're not sure you'll keep a gift, don't remove tags or rip the box. You might incur a restocking fee, which could be up to 15% of what you paid, if the packaging isn't intact. That's especially common for electronics.
And for items purchased online, some stores allow you to make your return in person at their physical store. You can avoid shipping and restocking fees by doing this. And don't lose that gift receipt. Of course, if you don't have one, you can still ask for a refund or even store credit. Keep those gift receipts. I know a lot of times if I'm receiving a gift or if I buy somebody a gift and I get a gift receipt, I usually put it with the packaging. So if it's like something in a box, I'll like stick it in the box, or if it's a bag, I stick it in like a little zipper area or a little pocket in the bag just so that it stays with the item, just in case, they do something with the wrappings that came with it. So another piece of advice that Consumer Reports says is, if you get a gift card for the holidays or as a gift, use it. Every year, millions of dollars of gift cards, they go unused because people either don't want to use them or forget about them. So make sure you put it in a safe space or a place that it's going to be visible so you have it. And if it's something that you don't want to use, consumer experts say, regift it. Give it to somebody else as a gift, or better yet, go ahead and donate it to a local charity. I didn't think about that one. That might be a great way to give back to the community. They can always use gift cards for whatever you have. So some great advice there, as we are just 13 days away from Christmas. Can you believe it? 13 days. And then 2024 is right around the corner. I was talking to Candace and Julie about this earlier. Just time flies so quickly. I feel like it was just 2022 and we're already about to step our foot into 2024. So great advice right there from consumer experts. Another talker today, of course, Google has come out with their top 2023 Google searches. I mean, some of the topics won't surprise you, but some will. So Google is sharing its top searches, and the top news story that was Googled, of course, Israel-Hamas war, and the Titanic submersible that imploded. Remember that? So those are the two topics that were Googled the most. Now, the top trending person, Damar Hamlin, after the Buffalo Bills safety suffered cardiac arrest on the football field, that was a huge talker. We were all kind of on pins and needles hoping that he was going to be okay. He's back out on the field, which is good to see. And the top trending movie, Barbie, and the second top trending movie that was Googled, Oppenheimer. Obviously. They were some very incredible movies that a lot of people went out to see, hit very popular in the box office. And I just want to tell you about some searches that may surprise you. So when it comes to musicians, I know if you're a Swiftie, everyone's been talking about Taylor Swift. She went on tour. She is like the Time Person of the Year. She did not make the list. Can you believe it for musician? Okay, so the top three most Googled musicians for 2023. Shakira, number one, Jason Aldean, and Joe Jonas. And a lot of controversy there with Joe Jonas and his divorce with his wife. So those were the top three. Taylor Swift didn't even make the top 5 list. However, her boo, Travis Kelce, made number 3 on the top search for athletes. I'm just going to put that out there. So I thought that was pretty interesting if you're into kind of the, pop culture and what was most Googled for 2023. All right. So I mentioned that we were 13 days away from Christmas, and the best part, in my opinion, of being part of the Insider program are the freebies. And we have a lot of them going on right now. Some are, today's the last day for some of them if you want to enter to win. So let's break it down for you. If we scroll down a little bit, this is our contest website. All of these can also be found on our Insider page. So if you want to just skip ahead to the contest that's going on, click Orlando.com/contest. Now, the first one I'm going to talk about, if we keep scrolling, is the $750 holiday shopping spree. So we partnered with Dunkin' for this one, and you can enter to win $750 cash money. But let me tell you, today is the last day to enter, and it's so easy to enter. You just click on the article right there. Of course, you have to be signed in as a New 6 Insider. So if you're not already a New 6 Insider, the program is free. If you're on our Click Orlando website, no matter where you are searching, on the top right-hand corner of the screen, you're going to see a blue button. It's going to say Become an Insider. You click on that, you sign in with your username and your password and an email, and then that gives you access to all of these contests. So today's the last day. You can enter as many times as you want. If you're off today, knock yourself out, just clicking for more chances to win. The next contest we have right now is we're giving away 5 family 4-pack of tickets to holiday nights at Island H2O in Kissimmee. Yes, it is a water park. No, the water park is not actually going to be open and available during the holiday nights activities. So what they do is they transform this entire water park kind of into like a holiday wonderland. They have a train there. They have a lot of activities for kids and teens, a lot of lights, and they even have a tree made up of surfboards. So a lot of really cool things for families to enjoy, a lot of holiday themed food and drinks there. You can go enjoy it when the lights go down, of course, during the nighttime hours. So no, don't wear your bathing suit to this event, but we do have 5 family 4-packs that we're giving away, 20 tickets in all. So this contest runs through tomorrow, December 13th. And for this one, you can enter as many times as you want as well. And then the next contest that we have going on is, I know a lot of people talk about this because they go every year, and we're talking about the Asian Lantern Festival. This is in Sanford at the Central Florida Zoo and Botanical Gardens. And it is just breathtaking what these artists have done. These are all handmade lanterns. Some huge, interactive. They're moving around. They light up the zoo, and you actually get to see some of the animals at night as well. So this contest, you can enter as many times as you want. It's for a family 4-pack. And if you've been to the Asian Lantern Festival before, these are all brand new lanterns. So it's It's definitely something that you haven't seen before. It'll be different every year that you go. And finally, our last contest that we have going on right now is the Wekiva Island Holiday Winterland contest. So we're giving away 2 VIP tickets to their Wonderland VIP party. It's really cool. A lot of food and drinks. You get to go out to this outdoor attraction. It's going to be a lot of fun. So again, become a New 6 Insider to enter. clickorlando.com/insider. Thank you so much for joining us for Breakfast with Bridgett featuring Crystal Moyer. We appreciate your time, and stick around because coming up, meteorologist Jonathan Kagas is going to have an in-depth look at weather and current conditions. Have a wonderful day.